everyone, my name is Lena KrupinA. On March 26th and 27th, there were 3 competitions: the International Tournament Andalusia Cup, the Grand Prix Stage in Marbella, and the 3rd stage of the Club Championship, Italy. Today in the video, we'll talk about them, as well as how did it happen that Boryana Kaleyn got only into one final, how the crowd met the Ukrainian gymnast Victoria Onoprienko, and how she ended up at the competition, who became the leader, and about the gymnast who could not perform her routine till the end due to an injury, and who was interesting to watch. Well, let's start with the International Tournament of Andalusia Cup. Andalusia is an autonomous community of Spain. If we draw an analogy with Russia, then something between a federal district and a region. Andalusia has its own Rhythmic Gymnastics Federation, and it was this place that took the responsibility for holding 2 major tournaments. Unfortunately, not many athletes came to the tournaments. The next stage of the World Cup from April 8th to 10th, which will be held in Sofia, promises us a lot more famous athletes. So it will most likely be much more interesting to watch. Since it is only the beginning of the season, and we are getting acquainted with the new programs and the new gymnasts, this weekend there was someone to look at. So in all around in the international tournament, the Bulgarian junior Elvira Krasnobaeva won the gold medal. Elvira also won gold in the ball final, a silver medal with the ribbon, and a bronze with the clubs. Israel's Lena won the silver medal of the all-around. She also won gold in the ribbon final and silver in the hoop final. And the bronze in all-around among juniors was won by another Bulgarian gymnast, Darya Stoyanov. In addition to bronze in the all-around, Darya won a gold medal in the final with clubs. Well, for those who missed the information, the gymnasts of Russia and Belarus do not take part in international tournaments. So there were no representatives for both the international tournament and the Grand Prix. Marbella is a city that is a part of the autonomous community of Andalusia and has been hosting major competitions for the world elite of rhythmic gymnastics for several years now. The Grand Prix Stage is one of the few major tournaments where we can see all the top athletes. Given the situation in the world, not everyone can compete, but those who can win international medals. So the Bulgarian gymnast Eva Brazilieva won the gold medal of the Grand Prix stage. It's probably important to remember here that at the recent stage of the World Cup in Greece, she occupied only the 10th place. Although, frankly speaking, she did not succeed in everything there. In Spain, she managed to go through the all-around much more stable, but mistakes still appeared here and there. Of the most visible ones, this is the exit out of the carpet in the hoop. I can't say that Eva's performance goes very well. It seems a little dirty and fuzzy, although it's possible that not everything has been trained enough yet. The girl is very pretty, but for some reason she doesn't catch my eye yet. Maybe the matter is in the competitions themselves. The silver medal was won by Boryana Kaleyn, also a gymnast from Bulgaria. We saw Boryana for the first time under the new rules, and I really liked her. Of course, not everything has been trained enough yet, and it is very noticeable in almost every event. She made quite serious mistakes, with the exception of the ribbon, and by the way, only in the ribbon she was able to reach the final, due to the rule of no more than 2 gymnasts from a country in the finals of individual events. So Bulgaria faced with this problem of having more good gymnasts than places in the final. Well, based on the routines, probably only the ribbon did not impress me. I like the music in the ball. The club's routine is generally very interesting, and the composition and the dance steps and the beginning. The hoop is just like a theater performance. In general, the choreographers tried. While watching the exercises of Boryana, I can directly say that the new rules really appeal to me, and it really looks very unusual and interesting. The only thing that concerned me is that almost all of Boryana's routines are very similar to each other in terms of dance steps and styles. Write in the comments what impressions you have. Maybe it only seemed to me. The all-around bronze medal was won by another Bulgarian athlete, Steliana Nicoleva, but Steliana surprised me for some reason. Perhaps because of her unusual small height. Despite the fact that at the recent control training in her country, she was in the lead, in Marbella, quite a few mistakes were made, drops and troubles on elements, and the ribbon was quite dirty. It tangled a lot. As for the routines, I really like the ball and the hoop. The hoop has a very cool beginning and a very unusual music, as I understood something in Bulgarian, but it sounds very cool. In general, I liked all of Steliana's performances much more than Yeva's, although Yeva won the tournament. This probably shows how important the compositions are for the perception of the athlete by the viewer. Write in the comments which of the 3 Bulgarian leaders you like the most. 4th place in the all-around was taken by Teresa Gorospe, a Spanish gymnast, a very beautiful and attention-grabbing gymnast. We have seen her not for the first time, and probably we know more about her from the juniors. A Canadian gymnast, Tatiana Koksanova, became 5th. She is a champion of her country as well as a participant of the previous World Championship. 6th place was taken by Lily Mizuna, a gymnast representing the United States. We talked about her a little bit, but if anyone forgot, Lily represented the US team at the Olympic Games in Tokyo as part of the group member, and now is actively performing in the individual program, and I think we can all say that it's not bad at all. A Georgian gymnast, Ketavan Abaoshvili, took 7th place, followed by Elzhana Taneva from Kazakhstan, Maye Millet from France, and an Estonian gymnast, Melanie Keller, closed the top 10. In the finals of various apparatuses, Steliana Nicoleva won gold medals in the final with hoop and the clubs, as well as a silver medal in the final with ball. Yeva Berzalieva won gold in the ribbon final and a silver medal in the hoop and club final. Teresa Gorospe was able to win gold in the final with ball. Tatiana Koksanova won bronze medals in the ball and the ribbon final. Boryana Kaleyn made a mistake in her only ribbon final and won silver. Maye Millet won bronze medal in the hoop final, and Elzhana Taneva won a bronze medal in the club final. As part of the all-around, the Spanish gymnast Clara Sonzato Gonzalez was injured and could not finish the routine. Judging by the broadcast, it seemed that her knee was displaced, or she just landed badly and something happened to her knee. The performance had to be interrupted and the doctors ran out to help. Whether the gymnast was taken off the carpets or she left on her own was not shown on the broadcast. The other day, I received information that Carla was recovering. So apparently nothing too bad has happened. Well, in the meantime, while gymnasts fought for the medals in Spain, the 3rd stage of the country's club championship was taking place in Italy. Probably the most interesting thing here is the appearance of Victoria Onoprienko, a Ukrainian gymnast. The fact that she was going to Italy became known even before there was information that she would perform there. Many at first thought that she would remain in Italy and continue to prepare for new tournaments there. But later, she gave an interview and said that she had only come for the competition and would return home to Ukraine, where she would continue training. In Italy, Vika was greeted by the whole audience, and on the broadcast, a huge number of people were glad to see her. Great support and respect for the gymnast that despite everything that happened, she arrived to the competition anyway, supporting her country and telling her story. I think after this appearance, Vika will have a special relationship with all the people who follow her in the world of gymnastics. And despite the fact that Vika did not perform perfectly, this did not at all affect the impression on her performance. So Vika helped her club take 4th place in the 3rd stage of A1 series. How the Italian club championship is held and what these series mean, I explained in one of the previous videos. The Fabriano club is leading in the A1 series, which is also represented by Milena Baldassari and Sofia Raffaelli. Also, within the framework of the Italian Club Championship, the gymnasts performed a demonstration for peace between Russia and Ukraine. In general, it seems to me that Italy is one of the few countries that most publicly supports Ukraine within the framework of the competition. It seems to me that this is very cool. Well, for today, that's all. Remember that I love you all very much, and goodbye.